is to share. Okay. Here I have sound. Okay, I have recorded 3 sounds here. I have recorded this with my phone, with a sound application, and one with the camera. So one is, let's see if you can hear. I was walking on top of leaves. Okay. Okay, perfect. The other sound was blowing here. Okay, that was gonna be my wind. And the other was with my phone camera, a bell. Okay. Because I decide gonna recreate a scene in a forest when a person is walking there and there is wind and there is a snake, and I'm gonna decide if the character is gonna be bite by the snake or not. Okay, so my point is that for the next project, for the sound project, you have the choice of recreate a scene in audio, a sequence in audio, or you also can choose to recreate a feeling, a sensation. Okay. So let's open Premiere. I have all the sounds in one folder where I'm gonna save the project, Premiere project as well. Here it is, Premiere. Okay, new project. I'm gonna name it a sound. Oh, let me move this from here. Second more. Sound. I'm gonna save it on my desktop and sound in this folder where I have all my sounds. Say okay. Okay, I'm gonna import the sounds, Control I. Let me go here. Actually gonna go to the desktop here. Where is there sounds? And I'm gonna import. Okay, next I'm gonna create a sequence. New sequence. And I'm gonna create the same type of sequence that I always create, the digital SLR 1080p, 24 frames per second. I'm gonna name it sound track. Sure, no using. Okay. Now what we have to do for the project is to select 1 second of these sounds that I'm recording, and I can duplicate the second, I can stretch the sound, I can change the pitch of the sound in order to create, in my case, an environment. Okay, you can create a composition with these different sounds. So the first things, let's say I'm going to start with the walking. So I double click and I'm going to see that in the source window. Okay. I'm going to start, I'm going to use the first part. I either can cut it here and move it here, drag it here, or I can directly drag this here in the sound. and I can select a minute here. I'm gonna zoom in, plus sign, so we can see better. I'm gonna move this up because we're not gonna be working with image, so only with audio. So let's do it again. Okay, maybe from here. I'm gonna put here 0. I'm gonna, oops, sorry. I want to use only a second of this audio. So I'm gonna go to the razor. I wanna get it here. We're gonna use from there. And I need a second. So remember, these are frames and the next one is second. So I need a second. So I'm gonna change this number for 3. And that is gonna give me a second. Delete. So I have a second of my sound. If I see it's too low, I can raise the volume with this. Okay. Now let me raise the volume of my computer so you can hear better. Okay, doesn't go louder than that. Now I can duplicate this. Let's say, and I will select Control C, and wherever I have the time marker, it's gonna paste the copy. Okay, so I want to duplicate that. Control B. Now Control C. I'm gonna move it a little here. Control V. I want to change the speed of the sound. I'm going to stretch the sound. So the pitch of the sound is going to change as well. For that, I just right click and I'm going to select speed duration. And if I want the sound to last, stretch the sound, instead of have a 100% that is the normal speed, I'm going to go maybe to 30%. As you notice, now this is longer, and listen the sound. Is that different? And actually, I like this more sound for the beginning. I like this lower sound. So I'm going to drag this too. I'm going to put it here. And maybe I'm going to duplicate this as well. Control C. Make sure that move the time marker where you need to paste. Control V. And let's see how it sounds. I'm going to put this. So Control S, save. I decided here when the snake's gonna appear because I'm making more noise when I'm stepping. Okay, so let's look for my snake here. Maybe the snake was kind of sleepy there. So I'm gonna use, I'm gonna get my inside, my in point, mark in, and then I'm gonna go a second later, so number 8 here. Let's see that a second, the out point. And now I want to use another track, okay? I don't want to override this walking track. So I can put this back, but I make sure I'm gonna lock this track, the first track. So if I insert something, it's not gonna be on top of the walking sound. So then I'm gonna select this, override, and in this case, let me see, because they have image as well. Let me do it manually, this one. I'm gonna drag it here. Because I cut it a second, when I drag it, it's only a second long. But actually this I can make it this longer because it's longer than that. Okay. I don't gonna use the image, so I can delete the image because I record that with the phone with the camera. So let's see. I want this sound. I'm gonna move it here. Okay. Now, maybe I'm gonna Control C. I'm gonna copy Control V. Maybe this one also as well to start a little slower at the beginning. So again, right click, speed duration, and maybe I'm gonna go 50 here. So let's see. Okay. Now I want this sound to be lower because I hear louder. I want to hear louder the steps. So I'm gonna make it here. And even though I want this sound to start silent and then appear. So for that, I need to create a key. I need to key the volume. How am I going to do that? I'm going to double click the clip in this case. I'm going to go in effects and I'm going to go under levels and I'm going to select the stopwatch. That is going to create, where is my key? Level, there. That is going to create my, let me delete that key that I did. That is going to create my first key in the volume, okay? Now it's here, and I want to create a key at the beginning of the clip. So I'm going to move the time marker to the beginning of the clip, and I'm going to click here between the two triangles. Do not click again the stopwatch. If you click the stopwatch one more time, you delete all the keys. And this create another key here, and I'm going to move it down. So now, okay. Now I'm going to unlock this because I'm going to start working with both. Oops, let me make this better. I'm going to move this here. Let me see, stop this and listen from the beginning because we're composing, so you have to listen from the beginning to see what is the next step that you want to do. Okay, so maybe here I'm going to duplicate this one more time. Control C, Control V. I'm going to put it here because there is where I want. One more time, Control V. Now, since my character is here in the snack, my character is going to start running. Okay. So for that, I can go back and go to the walking and select another part of the clip. Maybe that. Okay. I change for 13 here. So it's second long. Out. And I'm going to select insert. Make sure that you're not on top of any of the other clips here in the timeline. I click here. And I have my piece. I think it's kind of longer than a second. Let me see. 10 here. So I'm going to put 11 to make sure that it's a second long. Oh, it's not a second long. Okay, make sure it's a second long. No, actually, sorry, I did it wrong. I had to be 11 here to make a second long. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, let's see. Actually, I go here. This is the walking. Okay. So I'm gonna duplicate this. Control C. I move forward. Control V, and this time I want this to go faster. So I'm gonna use the speed duration, but I'm gonna make it go faster. So I'm gonna go maybe 200. Oh no, actually I don't, sounds too, the pitch is too loud, so I don't like it. So I'm gonna duplicate it where it is. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look for another part of the bell. Let's see. Okay, there. Again, and go 12. And here. So I'm gonna drag it. Again, delete. I'm gonna hide the volume. Go the speed. I'm gonna go 30. Oh, no, actually I don't want to go 30. I want to make it faster, the speed. Speed duration. I want to go. Sorry. Let's see. Nope, I mistake here. Let me see. What did I do wrong?
You're adding.
Sorry?
You said for 10%.
Yeah, should we go faster 10%? Yeah, I don't know what is wrong. Okay, let me do it again. Control C. Oops. Control C. Lock this. Control V. Let me right click. Speed duration is a go lower, should go faster. You don't want to go higher because that's going to stretch it out. That's like how you said, yeah. Yeah. That's going to be like way through. There it is. You're right. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this. Let's see how it sounds. Actually, I would like to higher the volume of this because I'm more interested that you will hear louder the snack. And I think I'm gonna make it shorter. I'm gonna cut the run here. So I'm gonna this maybe there. So let's see. Okay, and then I'm gonna use the sound of the bell by itself, and I'm not gonna hear the man any longer. And what I need to add is the okay, and what I need to add is the wind, the third. So here we go. Okay, I'm gonna use this first part. 3. Again, in this case, make sure that you lock the two other tracks. And let's see. Okay, so we can see, I think it's kind of high. So I'm gonna Control C, Control V. Actually, I think I can make it again, change the speed. If I go 30. Yeah. B, Control V there. And at the beginning, again, I can change create the key. And I create a key there in the level and go to the beginning and I create the other key and I change the volume. Okay. I'm gonna make it simple so we finish. You don't get so bored. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Okay. So we have this. Here we can put louder the. Okay. This file, export, media. And here, make sure you look for WAV file. So there are other options. WAV form. Okay, WAV form audio. And it's a WAV 48. And then soundtrack that you save it in the same place that you want to save it. Desktop soundtrack. I put 10. Save. And export. And that's it. Okay. Any question about this?
Could
Yes.
you go over how you did the fade in with the sound?
Yes. Yes.
I think I missed that.
That's okay.
Step by step part.
Okay, perfect, because we have this last that I didn't do the fade.
Okay, yeah.
So I double click the audio clip. Okay, that is gonna open it's gonna open the clip here in this window. Then I go to effect control, and here we have levels. Okay, I click the stopwatch there, and it's gonna create. Stopwatch is create the first key. Actually, if I think I create too soon, I can move it. Yeah, I move it with the mouse. And then I'm gonna move the time marker where I want to create the second key. And I'm gonna click between these two triangles. Because if I click again the stopwatch, it's gonna delete the previous keys. So I click this and create the second one. And in this case, I'm gonna move it down. Okay, so I fade out the sound.
Okay, cool.
You're welcome. Again, and can you move it like this? Depend how long you want the fade to be. Okay. Control S. Any other questions? Okay, so I'm gonna finish this recording, and I'm gonna copy this to stop recording.